It is Burro Race Week. It's April 7th, Wednesday, and this Saturday we return to the hills of Indian Wells Canyon Road in Yokern for the Running with the Burros, or Run with the Burros. Back in October, we went to this race. It was actually held in person. It was the first in-person race I had done since March 1st, when the pandemic sort of got going here in California. So I went there with my friends Liz, Amanda, and Vicky, and then Denny and her family came as well. And we did 10 mile. We didn't run with a burro. We didn't have a burro, but we got to run with the burros. Really great race. And then it's really awesome. For some reason, they're also putting it on here in the spring, April. It's going to be a lot warmer, I think. I looked at the temperatures. Are going to be from like 18 centigrade to 36, which is like 40 or 50 in the morning, and then 90s in the afternoon. Of course, we hopefully will be done by about 10 o'clock. Took us a little under 3 hours last time, but this time I'm planning on walking. And they added a 17.5 mile distance to the course from 2020, 7 a.m. pickup. It says burros were brought to Indian Wells Valley as beasts of burden and faithful companions of early prospectors. Descended from the Mediterranean stock brought from Mexico, these sturdy animals are well suited to climate and terrain. They worked hard hauling daily water and supplies to mining camp and even worked underground. After mining booms and frenzy died, burros were out of job. Obsolete, many were turned loose to roam the desert. And we were doing the race. A few of them kind of got away from their handlers, and they definitely go off and start roaming the desert. Old-timers will tell stories of burros competing with cattle in the canyons in a race course. They also wandered onto runways at the local Navy base. Eventually, they were all rounded up and removed by BLM, except in the mountains to the east. The cattle were gone by the early 2000s, but the legacy remains. So the concept is they're inviting individual runners and runners with burros to compete on a challenging course, the canyons of the southern Sierra Nevada. Let's get one thing right away. Burro is a Spanish word for donkey, which is same as an ass. All three words have identical meaning. The jokes write themselves, but an ass is a completely proper word not to be avoided. Burro races have a long tradition in the mining community. Locally, Rainsburg, Lone Pine, Death Valley, and Beatty have had burro races as far back as 1897. There were even 2.5 day 42-mile races from Apple Valley to Big Bear. Pack burro racing in the current format has been a tradition since 1949, where runners on foot race long distance with a pack burro as a team. One burro with each runner, guiding them with only a halter, lead rope, voice, and their bond as a team. Not everyone can own a burro, so this run allows you to compete, run, hike, crawl without a burro. And so you can also rent a burro, which some of the people we know did, and then they've got two courses, a 10-mile loop, 7.5 loop, which I'm just going to do the 10 mile. I did a race here on the similar course, probably in 2018, where it was man versus horse, and people were out there running their horses on the course, and it was definitely interesting to be out there with the big horses. The horses are a little more skittish than the burros. Here you can rent a burro, $250 to cover the extra fuel and required test and health certificates. So they definitely have the arrangements, and the money goes towards that thing. And they got the rules here, and says that burros, that definition of burro is the word meaning donkey. Winning burros, pack saddles, in honor of the local mining history of the burros in the Indian Wells. Each burro competing is required to equipped with a pack saddle. Pack paraphernalia must include a pick, a shovel, and a gold pan. There shall be no minimum weight requirement. Loss of all part of the pack paraphernalia during the race will eliminate the contests. And then, of course, they say you need to bring 2 quarts of water, food, and all that kind of stuff. And you need all these kind of other things. So it's definitely a fun event. I'm glad we went out and did it. It's interesting this time around. Not as many of our friends are coming. We invited a lot of people, but they kind of all were like, oh, is it going to happen? And we're like, well, it happened in October, and that was before we're all vaccinated. So, well, at least vaccinated here in California. So it's good times for that. Go over here, and it disappeared again. Very sensitive, this Google Photos. So I was going to pull up the 2020 Run with the Burros. Got a few videos here. Here they are in the morning. There's what they kind of look like, and just people wearing masks, being socially distanced. Burros help you do that, and that was they're being let off. I think that was the Marathon Burros heading off, and then of course the Bakersfield crew here taking a picture with the sun just coming up.
Share them later.
And Burro race. This one, if I get lost, hurt, or die, it's my own damn fault. Taken from Luis Escobar's famous speech at his Born to Run race, which is coming up in the near future. And some more photos. And then, of course, here's the start of the Burro race. I think they actually shot off a gun, which is kind of funny. And here we go. Let's see. We'll pause. We went after the Burros.
Burro! Come on, Selma! Go, Patrick!
I was yelling, "Go, Patrick!" Patrick Sweeney, who runs in New
Go
Sandals
cross
and is
country.
the host of the World Beer Mile,
Go, Tom!
Ultra Beer Mile. He does very well in these races because he's a very fast runner. It's always fun to watch him. He's done many races around the country in them. And then just a bunch of pictures of us out there with the sun coming up. This one's kind of cool. Here they are. We're kind of catching up with some of the Burros, and it's funny. They kind of, man, my internet is just the worst here. And you can see this guy's just kind of going to go along on his own. He's got a little California flag. And nice kind of all the way going uphill here. And that's his, got all the gear on him. I need more runners with Burros because I can actually caught a lot of the people. And we, thankfully, we didn't go up this big hill, but when we did the race with the horses, we came down this, and it was like skiing down something. It was pretty amazing. Super sandy, and we just went terracing down at the bottom of the hill. The shoes were full of dirt. It was not fun at all. And, of course, we went up this big old fire road. Liz caught me. And then the finish line, we went down this big old fire road. And that was the end of the event. Here's kind of a picture of elevation and my heart rate on the course. Kind of up, 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 then down, 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 and up, up again. And there's a little bit better one version of it. So fun times. I highly recommend that if you are coming out to California or in California, look for it when it comes out again. I'm not sure if they're going to have it in the fall again or not, but it's definitely a fun way to spend a Saturday. And as always, stay healthy, be boring, not epic.